Hello, Movie Newscast family, and welcome back to the channel. In the past 24 hours, we've received the heartbreaking news of the loss of some truly remarkable individuals. Today's episode is a tribute to their incredible legacies. Actor Wayne Northup, dead at 77. Days of Our Lives. Dynasty star. Wayne Northup, a longtime television actor who appeared in over 1,000 episodes of the soap opera Days of Our Lives, has died. TMZ he has confirmed. The star's publicist, Cynthia Snyder, tells us Northup passed away at the motion picture and television Woodland Hills home, an assisted living facility for those in the film industry. Northup was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 6 years ago, hence the need for assisted living care. Wayne's wife, Lynn Herring Northup, released a statement as well, saying he took his final breath in the arms of family, and thanking the motion picture and television home for taking great care of him in the last few years of his life. Northup broke into the film industry in the late 1970s, starting out by appearing in bit roles on shows like Baretta and The Waltons. He got his big break in 1981 when he got a recurring role in the show Dynasty, appearing in the pilot as Michael Culhane, chauffeur to oil baron John Forsythe's Blake Carrington. He played the role in 35 episodes of the show. Wayne's career-defining role, though, was in the soap opera Days of Our Lives, in which he played two characters, Dr. Alex North and Roman Brady. Other credits include Port Charles, The Young Riders, La Law, Hotel, and Cold Case. Wayne married Lynn in 1981, and the two purchased a working cattle ranch in California. Northup was always passionate about wildlife and conservation. He is survived by Lynn and their two sons, Hank and Grady. Wayne was 77. Rest in peace. Niels Aristrup, French-Danish actor known for Warhorse and A Prophet, dies at 75. Niels Aristrup won 3 César Awards, France's equivalent of the Academy Awards, in his decades-long acting career. Niels Aristrup, the French-Danish actor celebrated for his roles in Steven Spielberg's Warhorse and Jacques Audier's A Prophet, has died. He was 75. The actor's wife, Isabelle Lenouville, confirmed his death to France's Agence France Presse on Sunday, December 1. I am extremely saddened to announce the death of my husband, the great actor Niels Aristrup, after a courageous fight against illness. He passed away surrounded by the love of his family. Le Nouveau wrote in a statement, per France's Le Parisien newspaper. The actor won a record 3 French César Awards, France's equivalent to the Academy Awards, over his long career, most recently for 2013's The French Minister. Tejar noted that Aristrup's career was marred by multiple accusations of violence against him. Actress Isabella Gianni claimed Aristrup struck her during rehearsals for their 1983 play Mademoiselle Julie, and actress Miriam Boyer alleged Aristrup almost strangled her during a 1996 stage performance of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. While TR reported that Aristrup was never charged with any offense, Boyer was awarded 80,000 francs in damages in the legal case. Per TR, Adjani told Le Parisien that Aristrup was a great actor, but personally, I unfortunately have nothing positive to say about the man. When that outlet reached her for comment on Aristrup's death, Gavin Creel Broadway Memorial Celebration live-streamed today in the US and UK. How to watch. The memorial celebration for the late Broadway star Gavin Creel will be live-streamed in both the US and UK today, with New York's MCC Theatre hosting the US stream and the Society of London Theatre hosting in the UK. The public memorial at Broadway Street James Theatre begins today, Monday, December 2, at 4 p.m. ET. In the US, the live stream, hosted by Off-Broadway's MCC Theatre, will be accessible on MCC's YouTube channel. In the UK, the stream, hosted by SOLT's official London Theatre YouTube channel, will begin at 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The event will not be available to view on demand once it has concluded. Creel, a tireless LGBTQ+ advocate who appeared on Broadway in The Book of Mormon, Hair, Waitress, Into the Woods, and in a Tony-winning performance. Hello, Dolly died of a rare, aggressive cancer at just 48 years old on September 30. His death prompted an outpouring of grief within the Broadway community. NCC Theatre presented Creel's original musical Walk On Through. Confessions of a Museum Novice Form November 13, 2023 January 7, 2024. In London, Creel was an Olivier Award winner and recognized for his charity work, particularly for acting for others. Donations in his memory are suggested to be made to Broadway Cares/Equity Fights AIDS. Broadway will dim its marquee lights on December 3 at 6:45 p.m. ET in his honor. The off-Broadway NCC will also dim its lights in tandem with the Broadway theaters. Peter Westbrook, first Black American fencer to win Olympic medal, dies at 72. Peter Westbrook, the first Black American fencer to win an Olympic medal and who later developed multiple Olympians while coaching underserved youth in New York, died Friday, according to his foundation. He was 72. The cause of death was cancer, according to an Instagram post from the Peter Westbrook Foundation in New York. It is with profound grief that we announce the death of the founder and CEO of the Peter Westbrook Foundation, Peter Westbrook, stated the post signed by Robert Cottingham, the chair of board at the Peter Westbrook Foundation. While surrounded by family, Peter passed peacefully due to complications after a long and valiant battle with cancer. Corinne Cater, identified as a family spokesperson by the Instagram post, confirmed Westbrook's death to USA Today. In 1984, Westbrook won an Olympic bronze medal at the Los Angeles Games in the individual saber. It marked not only first time an Black American fencer won an Olympic medal, but also first time in 24 years an American won an Olympic medal in fencing. Westbrook also served on the board of directors of the U.S. Olympic Committee and testified before the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives on the value of sports in providing opportunities for personal growth, self-discipline, and accomplishments. The Instagram posted note. The son of a Black American father and Japanese mother, Westbrook was born in Kansas City on April 16, 1952. He was raised by his mother, Mariko Wada Westbrook. Marshall Brickman dies. Woody Allen's co-writer on Annie Hall and Manhattan was 85. Marshall Brickman, the writer and director known for co-writing some of Woody Allen's earlier works, died November 29 in Manhattan. He was 85. The Oscar winner's daughter, Sophie Brickman, announced that her father died Friday in Manhattan, following more than 50 years of writing, directing, and producing for the stage and screen. A cause of death was not provided, according to the New York Times. After teaming up with Allen on the 1973 sci-fi comedy Sleeper, they co-wrote the hit satirical romantic comedy Annie Hall together, earning both men an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. The duo also collaborated on Allen's 1979 follow-up Manhattan, which earned them another screenplay nomination. They teamed again on the 1993 dark comedy Manhattan Murder Mystery. Brickman began writing for Candid Camera, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, and The Dick Cavett Show before meeting Allen. As a writer and director, Brickman helmed Simon, 1980, with Alan Arkin, Lovesick, 1983, with Dudley Moore and Elizabeth McGovern, and The Manhattan Project, 1986, with John Lithgow. Chuck Woolery, smooth-talking game show host of Love Connection and Scrabble, dies at 83. Chuck Woolery, the affable, smooth-talking game show host of Wheel of Fortune, Love Connection, and Scrabble, who later became a right-wing podcaster, skewering liberals and accusing the government of lying about COVID-19, has died. He was 83. Mark Young, Woolery's podcast co-host and friend, said in an email early Sunday that Woolery died at his home in Texas with his wife, Kristen, present. Chuck was a dear friend and brother, and a tremendous man of faith. Life will not be the same without him, Young wrote. Woolery, with his matinee idol looks, coiffed hair and at ease with witty banter, was inducted into the American TV Game Show Hall of Fame in 2007 and earned a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1978. In 1983, Woolery began an 11-year run as host of TV's Love Connection, for which he coined the phrase, "We'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds," a two-fingered signature dubbed the 2 and 2. In 1984, he hosted TV's Scrabble, simultaneously hosting 2 game shows on TV until 1990. Woolery later explained on his podcast that he never called COVID-19 a hoax or said it's not real, just that we've been lied to. Woolery also said it was an honor to have your president retweet what your thoughts are and think it's important enough to do that. In addition to his wife, Woolery is survived by his sons Michael and Sean and his daughter Melissa. Young said, trailblazer and former Newark City Council President Mildred Crump dies at the age of 86. Newark has lost a legendary and trailblazing city official. Former Newark City Council President Mildred Crump, who was the first black woman to serve on the council, died on Sunday, December 1, 2024. She was 86. Crump first ran for the Newark City Council in 1986, but was not elected until 1994, initially serving 4 years. She served again from 2006 until she resigned for health reasons in 2021. It was back in 2006 that Mildred Crump became the first woman elected as council president, a position now held by her son, Lawrence Crump. Mildred Crump, who spent 42 years as a teacher, was champion for the arts and literacy in Newark and was a big supporter of the Newark Public Library. In 2023, Governor Phil Murphy honored Mildred Crump at his annual Black History Month ceremony, recognizing she was the first black woman on the Newark City Council. A former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice, David T. Prosser, Jr., has died at 81. His public service career spanned more than 40 years and included positions like Outagamie County District Attorney, Speaker and Minority Leader in the Wisconsin Assembly, and service on the Wisconsin Tax Appeals Commission. He spent 18 years on the bench as a Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice. But to me, David was more than that. He was my friend. I will miss him greatly, said Chief Justice Annette Kingsland Ziegler in a statement. In that statement, while describing Prosser's service, Ziegler says Prosser brought a keen intellect and a deep sense of fairness to every case. He was well known for digging into the books and conducting exhaustive research, often burning the midnight oil in the law library. Justice Prosser possessed a critical understanding of and allegiance to the rule of law, Ziegler wrote. Jim Abrahams, Airplane, Naked Gun, and Hot Shots, master of mirth, dies at 80. He and boyhood friends Jerry and David Zucker got their start with the Kentucky Fried Movie, and they also were behind Top Secret and Ruthless People. Jim Abrahams, the writer-director who with brothers Jerry and David Zucker turned the comedy genre on its ear with such zany efforts as Airplane, Police Squad, and the Naked Gun films, died Tuesday. He was 80. Abrahams died of natural causes at his home in Santa Monica, his son Joseph told The Hollywood Reporter. The trio made their first mainstream impression by writing the sketch-filled Kentucky Fried Movie, 1977, directed by John Landis in his prelude to Animal House, and they also combined for Top Secret, 1984, starring a young Val Kilmer, and Ruthless People, 1986, featuring Bette Midler and Danny DeVito. After the success of Airplane, the trio passed on the 1982 sequel. After all, there was no follow-up to Zero Hour. Before combining elements of an Elvis Presley musical and a World War II spy thriller for Top Secret, as Abrahams and Jerry Zucker explained in a 2014 interview, it exposed their flaws as writers. Georgia leaders are mourning the loss of Georgia's 10th Commissioner of Labor, Bruce Thompson, who reportedly died after a brief battle with cancer, according to Gov. Brian Kemp. Thompson passed away at 59 on Sunday, according to Lieutenant Gov. Burt Jones. The Department of Labor issued a statement Sunday evening, saying funeral arrangements would be made public soon. Thompson was born in Montana. After serving in the U.S. Army National Guard and building multiple businesses, he moved to Georgia in 1990. In the Peach State, Thompson took on leadership roles at church and volunteered on several boards, including a few local universities. In no time, he became a prominent member of his community. In 2013, Thompson was elected to the Georgia State Senate, representing District 14. He chaired the Science and Technology Committee, the Veterans and Homeland Security Committee, and the Economic Development and Tourism Committee. Dub Jones, star for Browns dynasty who scored record 6 TDs in game, dies at 99. William Dub Jones, an offensive standout on the Cleveland Browns dynasty of the 1940s, 1950s, died on Saturday, the team announced. He was 99 years old. Jones stands as the second player in NFL history to score 6 touchdowns in a game, which he did with the Browns in 1951. It's a scoring feat that remains atop the league record books and has been matched only by Hall of Famers Ernie Nevers and Gale Sayers and current New Orleans Saints standout Alvin Kamara. Jones' career was hardly limited to setting a single-game league standard, though. Jones spent a decade in the All-America Football Conference/NFL from 1946 to 1955 and left with a decorated resume that included 2 Pro Bowls, an All-Pro selection, 2 AAFC titles, and 3 NFL championships. The No. 2 overall selection of the 1946 NFL Draft by the Chicago Cardinals. Jones played for 3 teams: the Brooklyn Dodgers, Miami Seahawks, and Cleveland Browns, but never the Cards. A versatile threat who helped to transform the offensive game, Jones played defensive back, halfback, and flanker. Over 114 career games, 73 starts. Jones finished his career with 2,210 rushing yards, 2,874 yards receiving, and 41 total scores, 21 rushing, 20 receiving. Also a kick returner, Jones tallied 5,740 all-purpose yards. Dub and his wife Shump had 7 children. Jones' son Bert played 10 NFL seasons and was the 1976 Associated Press Most Valuable Player for the Baltimore Colts. Following his playing career, the elder Jones returned to the Browns from 1963 to 1968 as an assistant, coaching future Hall of Famers Jim Brown, Larry Kelly, and Paul Warfield. Brian Wheeler, decades-long radio voice for Portland Trail Blazers, has died. Trail Blazers radio broadcaster Brian Wheeler died on Friday. Portland Trail Blazers radio broadcaster Brian Wheeler died on Friday after an extended illness, according to sports columnist John Canzano. Wheeler was the play-by-play voice of Blazers basketball on the radio for 21 years, calling 1,823 games for Portland since he joined the organization in 1998. The Blazers released a statement on Saturday, saying in part, his love for the game and passion for the Trail Blazers came through in every radio call, making each play a thrill for every listener tuning in. As we mourn Wheel's passing, we fondly remember his post-win declaration, and once again we can say, it's a great day to be a Blazer. During the 2018 through 2019 season, Wheeler missed broadcasting most of the games due to illness and did not return. Travis Demers replaced him. I want to thank the Portland Trail Blazers for the incredible opportunity and honor of calling radio play-by-play for the past 21 years, Wheeler said in a press release in 2019. I was honored and blessed to be a Blazer for 21 seasons, and fortunately, I've accumulated some precious memories that will last a lifetime. Ida Rubin, relentless champion for Montgomery County in Annapolis, dies at 95. Lawmaker represented Silver Spring area for 32 years before losing to Raskin in 2006. Funeral set for Monday. Former State Senator Ida G. Rubin, D., a feisty and path-breaking lawmaker who was a force behind many of Montgomery County's top legislative achievements of the past several decades, died Friday in Bethesda at the age of 95. Torchinsky Hebrew Funeral Home of Washington, D.C., which announced Rubin's passing Sunday, did not list a cause of death. Rubin grew up in D.C. and did not attend college, but she had drive and moxie and became one of Montgomery County's most powerful lawmakers in Annapolis, representing Silver Spring, White Oak, and Tacoma Park in the legislature from 1974 to 2007. While she was associated with an array of causes in the State House, she used her longtime perch on the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee to bring funding to several key projects in her district and in the county. After being active in community groups and Jewish organizations, Rubin was first appointed to a seat in the House of Delegates 1974 to replace her husband, Elv Leonard Rubin, who became a judge that year in the Montgomery County District Court after serving less than one term in the legislature. They quickly became a local power couple, and Leonard Rubin, who went on to serve a decade on the district court bench and another decade on the Montgomery County Circuit Court, was his wife's closest political confidant throughout her career. Gary Sinise made a surprising move years ago when he left Hollywood. After decades in the spotlight, the actor made a life-changing decision that reshaped his priorities and led him to embrace a quieter life. Gary Sinise, beloved for his role as Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump, Detective Mac Taylor in CSI, NY, and other acclaimed performances, made the life-altering decision to leave Hollywood and step away from acting. From supporting his wife and late son through health battles to building a peaceful life centered on philanthropy, take a closer look at Gary's journey over the years, including why he left Hollywood and where he is now. In 2018, Gary's life took a harrowing turn when his son, McKenna "Mac" Sinise, was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer called chordoma. The diagnosis came just 2 months after the actor's wife, Moira, was diagnosed with breast cancer. The Forrest Gump star's wife is an accomplished actress and graduate of Illinois State University. This is also incidentally where she met Gary during her college years. The pair married in 1981, and in his book, Grateful American, the actor shared that their wedding, though planned for years, happened without much fanfare. They didn't even have rings at the time. The couple went on to welcome 3 children, Sophie, Mac, and Ella. Beyond motherhood, Moira enjoyed a notable career in the entertainment industry, starring in films such as One More Saturday Night, Of Mice and Men, and Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. She also appeared in Disney's Tall Tale in 1995 and delivered an Emmy-winning performance in Murder in Green Meadows in 1987. At one point, Moira was a member of the Steppenwolf Theater Company, which Gary co-founded, and she made her mark in television as well. She appeared in shows like Karen Sisco, The Equalizer, and Crime Story. She eventually stepped back from acting to focus on her family and philanthropic endeavors. In 2011, she joined the board of directors for the Gary Sinise Foundation. Gary and Moira's partnership, spanning over 40 years, became a cornerstone of their resilience as a family. Reflecting on their long marriage, Gary credited their shared sense of humor for keeping their bond strong.